Hi, Sue. Hi, Joe. Hi. Hi, anyone. No, the tour is not cancelled. I'm not sure why you thought it was cancelled. Not all tours start early. This is early today, though. Hi, Shannon. Hi, France, Laurie, and Sarah and Rebecca, Tim, Andrew, Carry On probably, and Lisa, Sue, Linda, Nancy, Kim, Guy, Ken, Anne, Hayward, Kath, Karen, Stephanie, hello, Hadrian, Gregory, Amy. I'm going to turn the camera around so you don't have to look at me. I want to give you guys a little bit of context today, just because I think that's nice. It's a nice thing to do. Let's see if I can align this. The gimbal is just never straight when I set it up and then it's never straight. Hello, Debbie. Hello, John. Hello, John. John again. John C. and John W. John in York. Lovely to see you. How lovely to be able to present to the British Night Owls. Hi, Barry, Deborah, Carol, Beverly, John M., Barry K. Nice to see you. The house that we're going to has just opened up. As in, I got here and I thought, oh my goodness, it's not open. I definitely checked the time, but it just opened perhaps 1 minute later than usual. Yeah, very pretty entrance. And I want to show you the garden from the outside, and then you'll see the other garden from the inside too. It's pretty lovely. And I also really love the mountains in the background. So we've got 3.5 minutes until we get started. Mountains in the background and the yellow of the railway crossing area. It might go do 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 at some point, but we'll be okay. Do you see the mountains in the distance? I love them. And the power cables are so messy and delicious, filling up the sky with their barminess being all over the place. I think it might be a great tour. Kenji, you came on the night version of this, didn't you? There's just one time for each of them. Umechi's right at the front, yeah, not all in total bloom. Hi, Dragonfluff Heather. Hi, Beverly. Nice to see you. Hi, Michelle. Trains and fountains and power. Oh, my. This is the same place, Hayward. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to ask me that. However, the tour is going to be pretty different. You'll have the same information, but the lighting is totally different. I'm showing you from the outside. The garden will look different. It's the same place. One was for night, one was for day. One time for each one, which also means that 2 different groups of people get to come. But I don't think you're going to be disappointed, Hayward. Hello, Arthur. Hi, Colleen. Hi, Virginia. Hi, Cheryl. Nice to see you guys. Hi, Judith. You can't stay away. Thank you very much, Ken. I think everyone will be quite pleased. It says Nagahama Umino Museum. It's funny how it's got Japanese and English together, but I think that means the Museum of the Sea. But there's also a railway museum around here somewhere, which is pretty wonderful. So I look forward to seeing that one day. Hello, Gregory. Hi there to the dragony fluffiness. Hello, Sue and Mark. We've got 2 minutes until we get started. Hi, Sheila. No problem, Michelle. I'm sorry it's not even earlier for anyone who's in the UK. I know you guys are up at midnight. I know it's a little bit difficult. I hope my mummy wakes up. Lisa, can you text my mummy? She's awake. I hope she's coming. Mummy! Hi, Shameka. Hi, Mindy. Oh, that's really handy. Just yesterday, I put Lisa in a chat with my mum. Because they want to make some Hina dolls today. Hina dolls, little princess and emperor dolls or something. Look at that. I love that. The mountain and the yellow of the train station crossing. So now Lisa can say, Kendall's mummy, are you there? But that's just a bonus. Hi, Beatrice. Hi, Anne-Marie. We've got 1 minute until we get started, everybody. Oh, lovely. Thank you, Hayward. Hayward says, just right here watching with dinner. I'm so sorry, Beverly. Beverly says she was in hospital last week. Otherwise, she would have been on my tours. Well, I've been doing a few less tours recently because I'm very busy with awful dreaded tax things and a bunch of other stuff. But I'm looking forward to coming at you full swing for for cherry blossoms and whatnot. And I'm going to Tokyo this month, and I'm going to go to Yokohama for the first time. And I just released a tour with Eriko for Hanami in Tokyo in exactly 3 weeks. So please join us. Hi, Virginia. Mummy, you're here. Well done, Lisa. We can thank Lisa for getting my mummy. 1 second. All right. Hello. Welcome, everybody. I'll take my mask off for just a second. But welcome to Japan. Welcome to my Heygo channel. My name is MissKendalJames, and it's lovely to have you here. You can find me online at everything, linktr.ee/MissKendalJames if you want to check me out on Instagram, YouTube, and all kinds of other things. These are my gloves. I will be wearing a mask when we go inside. I probably won't really be able to lower it because I'll be inside next to some other people, although there aren't many. In Japan, we do wear masks. It's not compulsory outside. It's kind of not compulsory anyway. It never has been compulsory. But there's a social norm, and the norm is to wear the mask. And the last thing I'm going to be doing is being a foreign person walking around being tall, blonde, pale, and having no mask. So this will go back on in a second. Hi, Tina. Hi, Emily. Hi, Carol and Peter. Lovely, lovely to see you. So welcome to Nagahama. We are about 50 or 60 kilometers away from where I live, down in Moriyama. Robert was already asking a question about masks. So I was answering it. So that's handy. We've got a car just going past, and then I'll cross the road. Nice to see you. Delighted to have John here. Congratulations on your lovely tour with Eriko. I'm afraid 6 a.m. was definitely too early for me. You can tell this is a totally different tour because I just went to check for pictures in the chat and there are none. They were on the night tour. Oh well, I've come all the way up to the north part of Shiga, and this is a Bonbai exhibition. Now you might think I'm mispronouncing bonsai. These are actually bonsai trees, as in they are small trees. Mummy is happy about the mask. Thanks, I'm glad. So it does mean that they are small trees, but Bonbai is the name of the ume trees, which is the plum blossom trees. Now, first of all, I'm going to walk you around this garden, and there's a few people just coming in behind me. So rather than get loads of questions right away for what on earth am I doing, I'll just show you around so you can get a little context for the entrance. So you're definitely going to see new things that you didn't see if you came on the night tour. And for those of you that couldn't come on the night tour, it's going to look totally different, I'm afraid. So you're going to get a feeling for roughly what we saw, but it's also going to be totally different. Oh, thank you, Dragon Fluff Heather. I'm glad. Hi, TM. Nice to see you. Hi, Beth. Good morning and good night shift to you, Caroline. My mummy is definitely a night owl, so this is just good day to her. So here we've got a lovely, very interesting bunny design on these Emma boards, which is nice. All right, some of you might recognize this a little bit. I've got my money in my pocket. You can actually buy a special ticket which will allow you to travel around loads of places in Nagahama, but I'm afraid having my day job and everything as well, even though I've traveled a long way to get here, I can't get the big ticket and go around to everything. I have to pick and choose. We have to choose our battles and our pleasures. Yeah, it's a lovely day. We had loads of rain the night before last, so apologies for cancelling my tour, but the trains were running too late for me to make it so far away. I don't drive, and even if I had drove, it would have been a mess of traffic anyway. So, you know, what's the best option? I don't know. But look, we can see the colours on some of these blossoms outside. So it's plum that blooms so early. Hi, Mark, Mary, Marianne. The M's are coming in. And hi, Janine. Nice to see you. But look at the unique silhouette that we've got on the trunks of these plum blossoms. They curve in all kinds of directions. And if you've ever come on my painting tours, you'll see I've got a couple of tricks for how to get a natural effect when you do that kind of thing. A gang of Michiganders. Is that how you pronounce that? Hi, Alisa. Hi, Patrick. Welcome back, Patrick. Nice to see you. Hi, Mary Lou. So it's waking up. People are coming out. It's just after 9 a.m. And I'm just going to take you inside, just show you a little silhouette of a blossom design just here as well. You're a Yupra Michigander. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Michigander. I don't know. So when I go inside, I will be a little bit more quiet, but I've still got information to whisper hushed under my breath. Hello. Lovely to see you, David K. of the artist community in Carrizozo in New Mexico, USA. That's wonderful. Thank you very much for being here. Now, inside, you'll notice that the trees have got both branches and no branches. Hi, Shameka. Oh, the first tour of mine that you've been on that isn't journaling. Yes, Bonbai, but what are they called? That's a little bit of a confusing question, Tina. Bonbai is a plum tree. It's a baby plum tree. Not baby, it's a very old one, but baby in size, small size. Ume means plum in Japanese. There's beautiful big trees over here. I won't spend too long outside, but I do think it is nice to appreciate this a little bit. We will be able to see the main beautiful garden from the window of the house. I'm not sure if we can go outside, but we will get some lovely views. And the garden was designed by a famous landscape gardener in Shiga. I'm afraid I don't know his name, but he's very, very, very renowned and has created the gardens of many of the merchant houses. In fact, I think I've got his name for my next tour. So today is a special day in Japan. It's Girls' Day. Hina Matsuri can also be called Doll Festival Day. So I've got a very special tour after. But if you guys are in the UK, pretty sure you can't stay up for that one because it's in 4 hours from now. Excuse me while I just admire the shape of these trunks. Lovely. And I know I shouldn't think it's true with these, but when we see these lanterns when we go into the merchant houses later for the other tour that I'm doing, they're actually from Korea, but these ones I don't think are. Thank you so much, Shameka, for saying you enjoy my journaling tours. It's very cold here as well. My hands are pretty cold. Hoping I'll be fine when I go inside. Hi, Dawn and Susie, Viola, Terry, Patricia. Nice to see you. Okay, it's 800 yen to go in. It's 400 yen for children, so that's about $7 American for me, or 8 Canadian. In British pounds, that's about £5.50, and then not so much for children. Or you could buy a passport for 1,500 that lets you go around to loads of places. But like I said, I don't have the time for that. But you can see it's very, very good value because there's 14 different places you can go to. Now, Dragonfluff Heather, thank you. 2 tips already, thank you. I'm wearing these little shoes because in Japan, it's best if you can easily slip your shoes on and off. In old Japanese houses, you have to take your shoes off to walk around, and they use a plastic bag, but I'm not going to use a plastic bag because I loathe them. I've made sure that my bag is big enough to be able to carry my own shoes. Hi, Karina, nice to see you. Hi, Nancy, nice to see you too. Okay, let's go inside. Look, you can see tiny little blossoms just appearing. The trees all get pruned in this way. Let me see if I can get a white background. They get pruned in this way to encourage growth and to encourage the weeping shape that we all love. Now, excuse me 1 second. Ohayou gozaimasu. Otona. Onegaishimasu. Arigatou gozaimasu. わかりますか？わかりましたですけど、私のカバンは大丈夫です。プラスチックはいりません。ありがとうございます。SDGs。はい、環境に悪いですので。ありがとうございます。Okay. I just got this. Thank you so much, Shameka. So I just got this thingy, but 1 second. I'm just going in my sketchbook here. 1 second. Going in my sketchbook to open. はい、すみません。私の。So, it's my second time. But I'm going to use this little stamp here. You can collect these at many places around Japan, especially in merchant houses, castles, not temples generally, but train stations as well. If you're lucky, they'll show up well. So I'm going to pop that into my bag. Yeah, it's really cool, isn't it? So some people have special stamp books and others just use their sketchbook like I have done. But yeah, it's a great way to collect things. Now, 1 second. Wow, have I been presented with a poster? I don't think I even looked at this the other day. No. Oh, I'll pick that up in a second. Okay, so we've got a little bit of information about some of the trees that we're going to see. Thank you, Dragonfly Feather. You've probably paid for my ticket in. Thank you. And I saw Shameka left a tip as well, so thank you guys. Very lovely of you. Now, please excuse me. 1 second. It's a bit of a pain being just a one-armed guide. So please bear with me while I just get my one-armed, two-armed guide, of course. But just bear with me while I pop these things in my bag so that I don't make a mess of them. And then we can go inside. But look, it looks like it's getting busy already. And I'll tell you why it's getting busy already in a second. Hi. Hi, Karen and Lethargy. Okay. Shoes off, but then I've got to use these slippers as well. I should have brought my own slippers back. Ugh. I'm so annoyed. Everything is covered in plastic in this country. I love it, but I'm not a fan of the plastic, sadly. Thank you. Yes, I wondered if you might be trying to cover ticket costs. I do appreciate that. It's very kind of you. So I'm going to warn you guys that inside the signal does go up and down, but the other day when I did the nighttime version of this tour, I had no complaints in general. But yeah, I can move into good spots and bad spots, but in the bad spots, I'll just go slowly. But my video was good enough to leave on YouTube, so I think you'll agree. That makes it good enough. Thank you very much. Just having a lovely picture over there. Ooh. Just putting my slippers on. Sorry for swinging you around just there. I'm going to have to swing you around one more time. At least I have somewhere good to swing you to. Well, bear with me 1 second. Just popping this in my bag. It's a very gorgeous tree. So in total, there are a collection of 300 trees, but we're going to see 90 of them. At any one time, they have 90 or so on display based on what stage of blooming they're in and what kind of feeling they want to convey as they choose to set up the exhibition here. So there's beautiful music. So please bear with me as I do speak to you sometimes, but I'm not going to speak all the time so that you can get a nice sense of the space and just enjoy the culture as well. The windows are wonderful. Yeah, thank you. Hi DT, hi Sarah. Nice to see you guys. So all of the small trees are called bonsai trees, but in particular the plum ones are called Bonbai. I wondered if some people thought I might have made a typo there or pronunciation error. That's wonderful, Gary. Gary says the most famous bonsai in the National Arboretum is called Goshin, done by Nana of California. 11 trees for his 11 grandchildren. Bonbai does sound cute, doesn't it, Virginia? Hello. Gary says bonsai means tree in a tray. And interestingly, you can make your own bonsai just by using seeds of different fruits and things, the stones and pips inside different fruit, and just using a small tray for your tree. The ones in this location that we're at right now, I'll give you the name in a moment, are all 80 to 400 years old, actually. And bonsai trees, many people think of bonsai as being just very small, say 20 or 40 centimeters, but actually these ones are up to 3 meters, and that is common. It's still a small tree, of course. Just watching my stepping behind me. Gary has 40 trees himself. Impart all of your knowledge, Gary. We're here. Here's the garden outside, but aren't the windows wonderful? Now, this house that we're in is about 130 years old. Actually, maybe older than that. 1 second, I'll go and get the date. How do I pronounce that, Robert? The Arboretum. Some bonsai of 300 years old have been given to the US. Hi, Santosh. Nice to see you. So, the building that we're in is a guest house. I imagine a ryokan, old Japanese ryokan, which is a Japanese inn, but it's not used as that anymore. Well, it was a guest house actually for the emperor, the Meiji emperor, when he used to visit this area of Japan. This area of Japan is very, very close to the center, actually. The center being around Aichi in the middle of Japan, and we're just off to the southwest of that. And it's called Keiunkan, a guest house named after the first Prime Minister of Japan, and it was built in 1887. This house is very, very famous in Shiga and even surrounding areas. Throughout all of Kansai, which includes Kyoto and Osaka, it's famous because of this Bonbai exhibition that's available to view from mid-January until mid-March every year. We've got a lot to see. It's very lovely. Actually, I didn't have another phone with me the other day to read this, but what I'm going to do is I've got another phone with me and I can translate this today. I think I can anyway. But today we're here to see the 72nd exhibition. I've been in Japan for 3.5 years, and in my first year, you could visit, but the second year you couldn't visit. So they had to cancel one of them. Or at least it wasn't open to the public. Right, let me see what I can do about this. Bear with me. I'll see if I can get you some interesting words there. Okay, this is... Oh, sorry, just go back here one more time. This gentleman here is Shichizo Takayama, father of the Bonbai exhibition. He carefully nurtured plum trees that originally grew naturally in the fields and mountains, and he enjoyed making them into bonsai. However, in devastated social conditions after World War II, in about 1951, around 50 pots of the bonsai trees were donated to Nagahama City, hoping that more people would see them and it would make them happy. That's the origin of the Nagahama Bonbai exhibition. And since then, it has become popular as a New Year's tradition. Hi, Euclid. Nice to see you. I'm just going to get the other information for you guys while I continue to show you the lovely trees. Thank you all very much for being here. Let me see what I can do about this. Thank goodness for a little translation. Okay, this gentleman here. I'll tell you about him as we go by. And I'll tell you more about these trees in a moment too. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle says this is all stunning. The house, the bonsai, the windows, the view outside. Dragonfluff Heather, thank you so much, lovely. Dragonfluff Heather likes to try and tip to make up for those of you that can't tip so that the guides are not out of pocket. So thank you. The total cost for my journey today, ticket and travel, is about $20 American, $22 American. They do spread joy. Hello, Louise. Osashiburi. Long time no see. The bamboo scrolls actually have poetry and scripture on them. I'm afraid I can't read them. I can read little bits of them here, but it's done in a very loose kind of writing. Gregory's here, of course, Tina. Might be falling asleep at the helm. Hi, Viola. Please notice the shadows on the back walls as well. And thank you so much to my sponsors in the room today as well. My sponsors get a few extra things from me, but also I get the majority of their tip. I get 75%. So please consider becoming a sponsor of mine. Oh, the bamboo scrolls. Yeah, they have the names of them. Actually, if you type in Bonbai Nagahama, I think it's bonbai.co.jp. I've got the website, I'll give it to you in a moment. They will, there you can see a list of all of the different bonsai trees and their names. So in the fall of 1886, there was news that Emperor Meiji and Empress Dowager Shokin would land in Nagahama by boat on the crossroads of their visit to Kyoto. It is said that Matazo Azami, a wealthy merchant in Nagahama, immediately invested his own money in and completed the construction of this very Keiyu-kan house. The construction began on the morning of February 21st, 1897, the same day as the imperial visit. The trunks are so interesting. I'm actually going to zoom in on some of the trunks and show you some of the cavernous bits inside, because I think this is really interesting. Many people are photographing the blossoms, but I think this is just so intriguing. So all of the trees are rotated based on their blooming state, which is quite impressive because they're very heavy. I think not quite as delicate as they look, but of course still very delicate. Luckily, the walls here in the Japanese home, they change, they move around, so the walls are doors and they can all shift. So it must be a little easier than we might expect to get the trees out. But there's a collection of 300 that are pruned and tended to. So they will get sunlight and then they won't get sunlight. That tree is at a 45-degree angle, yeah. Yeah, so the trees here are a maximum of 3 meters tall. I will get you lots of close-ups as well. Just bear with me. The name of this house, Keiun-kan, was given by the Prime Minister, Hirobumi Ito. At that time, Shinseki was described as was beautiful and spectacular, the crowning glory of the place, because of its splendid appearance. In addition, the garden was constructed by Masato II and designed as a national scenic spot in 2005. And it's designed as a representative of the work of Jihei Ogawa VIII, the pioneer of modern Japanese gardens. So if you guys have come to Keitakuen Garden in Tennoji with me, then the garden of this house is not by the same designer, but it has been designed with that landscape architect in mind. Hi, Alan. Hi, Anna. Nice to see you. I'm aware that these are backlit in some places, but just bear with me. Mariska. Hi. Do the trees grow how they want? Is that what you mean? Or do they grow how the grower would like them? I'm not sure on the details, but Japanese people generally work with nature. So I expect that it's a little of both. I expect if I were to give it a description, I would say it's like a dance, a very slow one. They're trained somewhat as they're pruned often, but mostly to keep them neat in their smallness. But you can be neat and still kooky in shape. Thank you. Gary says they're either trimmed to design or branches are wired to create movement. Thank you so much, Carla, for the tip. Just one moment, I'll read the extra little bit of information. Born in 1849 as the third son of a seed merchant in Nagahama and adopted into the Asami family, Mr. Mata developed pioneering sales activities such as exporting chairs to New York. He was very successful. After that, he assumed position as the mayor of Nagahama and then the president of the 21st National Bank. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I have to stop my scripture. Guys, this tree has changed entirely. This was a totally different tree just 4 days ago. There was a huge tree before. You'll have to check my pictures if you go on. In fact, you can see in the picture for this tour is the tree that was in that spot. So I'll get you a good shot of it in a moment. But the previous tree that was there, the blossoms were falling off the tree. And even though that was just Saturday and this is Friday, they've changed it around because the petals had all fallen to the floor, whereas this one is in partial bloom. Thank you so much, Gary. I'm getting my exercise today, guys. I'm lunging up and down. Wow. Thank you, Gary. Gary says most trees cannot stay indoors too long. They need sunlight. They are all staged perfectly, aren't they? I'll tell you a bit more about that in a second. I'll just get your portrait shot, okay? 3, 2, 1. Hi, Gloria. Thank you for following me, David. I think some of these warrant portrait mode, don't they? 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Viola, for following me. I'll just let you have a little look outside in the garden. So previously I have walked outside in this garden, and normally there are little slippers to do so, but there aren't any little slippers today. And there's a lot of construction cones. So I'm guessing if I were to go by my knowledge of having lived in Japan for 3.5 years, that probably means I'm not meant to go outside. Robert's asked Gary if they die if you don't water them every day. I know for a fact they don't die if you don't water them every day, because I've had my own bonsai trees as a child. Me and my mum, we would grow them from other seeds and things that we'd find in the park. But I'm sure Gary's got a much more professional response for you. Now, the tour is an hour long. I'm a bit addicted to these wonderful lines that the house present to us, even if there's messy people in the way. But I want to take you to the next area. We can probably come back to this one. So Asami Matazo once became the mayor of Nagahama, then was promoted to the president of the 21st National Bank, and then was actively promoted to the construction of the railways and opening of the port of Nagahama. He also contributed to the development of Nagahama by making large donations to the construction of Shiga Prefecture and Daiichi Elementary School, which is Nagahama's elementary school. We're far enough away from those trees now for me to get you a different angle. Now, I hope you guys agree that even if you did come on the nighttime version of this tour, you're getting quite a different display. You can compare the both by going on my YouTube channel and checking out the uncut version of this tour at nighttime. It's quite different. Beautiful, isn't it? I'm going to go into the next location. It's way different, isn't it? I was worried I was going to have to fight people off who were saying, I've been here. But I knew that it was a totally different thing to come and see it at night time. Got my lunging legs on me. Isn't it beautiful? Thank you, Kenji. It's nice to have met you on these tours. I like that I present quite a wide variety of tours, and I like that it brings totally different people to the spaces I create here on Heygo, and I can really see people's interests in the tours they choose to come on. So it's nice to meet those of you that are interested in the delicate touch of Japanese bonsai trees and these plum trees, the Bonbai. At night with lights was really beautiful. Please follow me on Heygo if you want to see pictures of that, or check out the Heygo Voyages online. Such a tiny one. Yeah, here they're approximately 15 or 20 centimeters to 3 meters. Thank you very much, Kenji, for sharing the YouTube. Kim, yes, you were at the night tour. See, if you just realised, it's so different. It's hard to realise. Hi, Delana. Now, these lanterns here give you a little feel of what it was like at night, but these are carved out of dried pieces of hollowed bamboo. Nice to see you, Delana. Now, I'm going to take you into a very spectacular room in just a second, so hold your breath, guys. I think you'll be pleased. Thank you, everybody that's following me. I've got some wonderful tours coming up, including going to see Eriko in Tokyo. We're doing a joint hanami, so please do check them out. And I'm going to Yokohama in 2 or 3 weeks, and to Tokyo. I'm also going to do an edited, pre-recorded thing for you. Thank you so much, Robert. He says the YouTube video I did was stunning. 3, 2, 1. Aren't the shadows here fantastic? Shadow, and then the window is not so. The window shadow. 3, 2, 1. Let me try and get you a little close up. Doing a lot of kneeling. I shouldn't be cutting out. There's green signal here, so sorry if you've got a little bit of cutting out. Of course, each of us have our own signal in our own homes, which can cause a bit of a problem too. So sorry if you're experiencing any issues, but you should be perfectly fine on mine right now. Okay, must have been for a second where I didn't have my eyes on it. All right, let's go to the next area. Are you ready with your mind blown emojis? 1 second. Sneak a little look. So this looks like the garden outside looks like a much more complicated version of the Keitakuen garden that I took you to in Tennoji last week on Sunday. Are you ready? I'm really sorry. In the background, you can hear someone gargling and spitting out lots of water. In Japan, they believe that to prevent the spread of coronavirus, you should gargle water very often. I'm afraid it's a little bit disgusting. I didn't expect to hear it publicly. Oh well. Don't worry, there are many bunnies, Tina. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. So if you're in America, Canada, Asia, or the Pacific, I do hope you'll stay awake for my tour later. It starts in 3.5 hours or so, but it's Girls' Day today, Hina Matsuri, and I'm going to take you to a gorgeous, tiny town. And we're going to see 4, 5, or 6 merchant houses. It's going to be quite spectacular, and so many exquisite dolls. I encourage you to come, even if you're not interested in dolls, because the history, the fashion, the human interest factors are very, very beautiful. But look at these blossoms. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Sharon. That's all right, Jean. So follow me on YouTube if you want to catch up on things like that. As uncut versions of the tours. Of course, the quality on Heygo is a little bit lower than if I made my own video. But I also do edit my own videos too. Now, this exhibition ends on the 13th of March, just the day before White Day in Japan. Hi, Cynthia. White Day is the partner of Valentine's Day. So I'm hoping that's when I get inundated with chocolate, because I gave a lot of Valentines this year. You should see I'm walking about this space a little bit like a spy. I'm checking my front and back at all times because it's very easy to stand on things. Bunnies multiply so fast, don't they? Hi, Hadrian. It's Gregory Fluffy Bunny. He's responsible. Giggy. Sorry, Gregory. So I've come here before. I came here 2 years ago. I came here in wintertime, and it was snowing. I came with my now fiance, who I refer to as Ryo if he comes in on a tour. And it was really wonderful. They didn't have the nighttime illuminations because of coronavirus, but the snow was outside. And this whole area was totally different. So if you see this tour next year, if I'm still in Shiga or if I make my way to Shiga, then I encourage you to check it out because this whole area, this particular room will be totally different. The weeping trees are fantastic, aren't they? A few guides have taken us to Shizuoka to see the weeping plum blossom trees that have come from all over Japan. It's basically an outside museum of trees. So in Japan, they're not shy of lifting the trees, uprooting them from the ground. Of course, these ones are in pots, but they know very well how to very carefully handle these things and move them all the way around the country, and even donate them to other cities as gifts. Japanese is very hard to learn, but it's very rewarding learning any language. 3, 2, 1. Very rewarding, worth it, but very, very hard and takes a long time. A lot of people can learn these things very quickly because it's second nature to them. 3, 2, 1. Or they study in a school so they can learn a lot more quickly. But unfortunately, all of my jobs require me to speak English all day long. So it's slow and steady from me. But so these trees are between 80 and 400 years old, yes. 1 second, let me get you the website name so you can have a look. I've got lots more to show you. Doesn't stop there. Thank you very much to everyone that's been tipping. There's also a special pink one around here called Hope. And it's its 100th anniversary. I'll see if I can spot it. But look at the wiggle of the trunks, aren't they wonderful? Definitely, I don't have one listed right now, but please do come on my painting tours and I can teach you how to create the wiggle of the branches really naturally. This tree has been replaced as well. That's a new one. The shadows are wonderful, aren't they? So in this location, at this Bonbai exhibition, these trees are of unparalleled scale and age. So it's a very special thing to get to come to this tour, to get to come to this location. And that's not lost on me. I feel very grateful. Hi, Lind. Dawn says she loves a good tree wiggle. Me too. So this exhibition began in 1957, so 72nd year this time. At any one time, 90 pots are on display, but there are from around 300 that are tended to, that are suitable for this exhibition. I do watercolor painting and some acrylic or gouache, and then actually the great news that I've got that I presented in my 1-year anniversary tour the other day is I'm having an exhibition soon. I'm having one in May. And it's going to be a Heygo exhibition. I'm going to use all of my Heygo postcards. And I think I'm going to try using oil paints for the first time in my life. Thank you. It's just in the train station, but one should be humble. It will be awesome, I think. It's going to be my way to celebrate everything I've seen on Heygo, and it's going to be my way to travel the world and take Japanese people too. And you guys will be able to see the exhibitions live. So give me a follow if you haven't already. Lots of people go through train stations too, true, but I do live in the countryside. Pretty sure I wrote down the website for you. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you, Kath. I'm going to take you guys upstairs, okay? I haven't... 1 second. I'll get the website for you. Let's go upstairs. It's actually just a cafe upstairs. I think I'll get food later. Well, not food, but a little okashi snack, because I've still got some things to show you. Or you guys might be able to come with me. I'll see. You have a Japanese chin dog. Interesting. I keep almost falling over. Thank you, Michelle, for your tip. Right, bear with me. Going to swing you around. Joyce, you cutie. Yes, upstairs we're going. Okay, so if you go on bonbai.jp, sorry, bad camera angle right there. Bonbai.jp. Here you go. Can you see on the top? Bonbai.jp/EN. Then you can actually see a list of these lovely trees and you can see how old they are and what their names are. Thank you, Sharon, for following me. These pieces, so those stencils you saw just now, by Tomi at Kirie Bat. Kirie, I think it's a play on Kirie, which means beautiful. Yeah, they're mobiles. These are all hand cut, paper cut. And you can buy these around Japan. You can buy them in Osaka, you buy them in Kyoto, buy them in Tokyo even. So here we are just in humble Shiga in the north part of Shiga, north part of Kansai. And yet we can see them here still. How much? Let me show you the price in just a second. I just saw this beauty. Three, two, one. Three, two, one. So very delicate and beautiful. So I told you that I'd talk about why there's just one in each space, why it's not overcrowded. The focus is just on the individual plant. Here we've got a special pot, which is quite rare. They're in very simple pots from what I've noticed. But it's a bit like the Japanese flower arrangement, ikebana, where the important factor is all of the space in and around the branches, rather than overloading something with a super fluffy set of blossoms. So when they get too fluffy and the blossoms drop off, then they change them out for one that's still blooming so we can appreciate the blooming. Basically under the train station. Sorry about the sound. Not under it, but it's right next to us. These are about $9 American, or about £7 British money. Oh, plus tax, probably. Thank you. Yeah, very postcard worthy. So actually, I can get a little treat here. Yeah. But it takes a little time. I think I might have to do it myself. And if you follow me on my Heygo channel, you can see a photograph of the snack after. It's a little okashi, which is a Japanese traditional sweet, probably made of anko and mochi, but mostly anko, I think. You can hear a little bit more about snacks on my next tour because of the special day that it is today. Look at this. I think if Gary's still here, maybe Gary's very interested in these, because I think Gary said he has 40 of his own bonsai trees. But here are the tools. 1 second. I might be aware of other people, but they aren't always aware of me. I'm in Nagahama City. Gary says negative spaces on the trees so that the birds have a place to fly through. That's not why in Japanese decorative things, but that is a lovely point. And now look at this. It's a very special day to see this. As I keep saying, it's Girls' Day. 3, 2, 1. And this is a Girls' Day display, but of lovely, lovely, tiny little bonsai trees. Bonbai. Just 15 centimeters or so. 3, 2, 1. At the top, we see the Emperor and Empress. Below, we see the ladies in waiting, serving sake, of course, one with such long hair. And below, we see the musicians. The one that is holding a fan is the singer, but of course, we can't see which tree is holding the fan. But yeah, it's wonderful. So I'm going to show you so many things that are so like this on my next tour. That was very cute. She just said, "Oh, Hina-sama." I like how Japanese people exclaim even about seemingly ordinary things. Nothing over here, but the windows are pretty cool. Blossom windows. That's a porthole. Dream. Thank you, Laurie. Still got another space to take you to. And yes, there was a squirrel over there. Ohayou gozaimasu. That's a nice place to come and sit, isn't it? I'm definitely going to come back for matcha tea and okashi. Nagahama City. Yeah. Oh, thanks for typing it, Joyce. Very colourful. This is something I'm going to come back for in late spring. Yeah, in April. I'm coming back for the kabuki show that children do. I'm so excited. But I was just talking to you about and the way Japanese people speak, the way the Japanese language works. They add o, an honorific, and sama is also an honorific. So even though that was just a display of trees, it was a special display of trees. 1 second, distracted by a person coming through. It was a special display of trees that represent the emperor and empress. So even just for a little display of trees, they used honorifics. Right, I'm going to take my shoes off here, take my slippers off, put my shoes on rather. I'm going to show you this tree over here in a lovely stained glass window. Then you can see some of the bonsai that's outside for sale actually. Some for sale, some starters. And I'm going to take you to a room upstairs and you can look at the garden from up high. So bear with me, 10 minutes left of the tour officially. It's very cold. Underneath my mask, my nose is running. I'm quite embarrassed to say. I really want to not have a runny nose right now. This tree has changed. This was a totally different tree. Gosh, they move fast. The other tree had lots of white blossoms on just 6 days ago. And these ones are just going to poke out soon. I take it you're a dad, Ken. Proper dad joke there. Here's information about the Kabuki theatre. Performed by children, amazing. Oh my goodness, Marianne. I think Marianne works in a hospital and says it's bad when you're scrubbed and in an operation and that happens. I guess at least we got masks on. Now, we've come outside into the garden, but I'm going to take you upstairs in a second. Upstairs into the wonderful house. I hope you'll agree you've had heaps of different postcards and heaps of different views. Kids Kabuki, John C. Yes, I'm very excited. That's got to be a tour, right? Marlene says she was a nurse for a few years, and when you're trying to perform something important and then your bra strap falls down over your shoulder, that is the worst feeling. I hate that. Look at these. Get my head shadow out of the way. Little moss balls to grow just anything you like in. Lisa, I think this has got your name all over it, hasn't it? We've got ornamental cabbages right here with little moss balls. They're not even very expensive. But I've got too far to go to get today to carry a lovely moss ball around. But how lovely. I can't be carrying a lovely moss ball around. There's a sentence. So I'm from the UK. I'm sure you've gathered that from my accent by now. But I used to watch things that had Stephen Fry in them when I was in the UK, such as QI and other TV programs. But I remember him once saying how much he loved the English language and how much he loved language in general, because so often you can make a sentence that there is a good chance it's never been said before. I'm too busy to carry a lovely moss ball around. Yeah, you have to come all the way to Japan to get your own lovely moss ball. Okay, I'm going to go back in through the front, and then I'm going to take you upstairs. Okay, I gotta do something about this nose. Excuse me, I got tissue in my pocket. So I've actually got amazing news I'd like to share with you guys, but I don't know. I'll share it again on my next tour, but I'll let you guys know now as well. I gained a new visa, but it's my first proper visa in Japan. That means I'm allowed to leave the country and return without worrying that they're going to stop me from ever coming back in again. But I just purchased a flight to the UK in July, so it'll be the first time in almost 4 years that I get to see my friends and family. And you bet I'm going to go see some guides from Heygo, and you bet I'm going to do tours in the UK, and you bet I'm going to a festival that's got the exact same name as myself. It's called Kendall Calling. You bet I'm going to all of those. So when you see some tours in the UK on some totally different time zones, please be there. Come and support me. The more people watching, the less likely people are to mug me and steal my gimbal. So we'll be careful. Not obligatory, apart from by social expectation regarding wearing a mask. Agnes. We're in Nagahama. I cannot say it enough, but it's okay because you relate. Don't worry. I'm going to go back in through the front. Okay, let's go back in. Oh, it's closed actually. I know what I'll do. I'll take you upstairs and I'll go and buy that little snack with you guys. Would you like that? プラスチックはいりません。環境に悪い。SDGs。ありがとうございます。私のカバンは大丈夫？ They're obsessed with getting me to take the plastic bag. No, thank you. Guys, this tree is different too. Thank you, John. Thank you, Patty. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I can't take you upstairs. That was special for the nighttime illumination. So you'll have to check out my YouTube video if you want to see up there. Sue says Japanese with a British accent. Unique. I'm not fluent, Marlene, or at least I'm only fluent in basic Japanese. On a scale of 1 to 10, you'll find me around 3.5, aiming to get to about 5 by the end of the year if I can. I'll do my very best. And Tina says she loves listening to me speaking Japanese. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I'm going to go upstairs to get the little snack. So if anyone would like to see the snack and real matcha tea, 3, 2, 1, then you're welcome to join me. Otherwise, there's 2 minutes until the end of the tour, so enjoy the walk back through the house in a much more brisk way. Thank you so much, Patty, and thank you so much, John. I'm a little bit embarrassed if you hear British in my Japanese accent, because it should just be as Japanese as possible. I'll have to try harder. Oh my goodness. It's so busy now. We're so lucky I came early. Look at this. We're so lucky. Thank you, Guy. Well, I'm going to dash through here. We're so lucky I came earlier. We beat the rush. I've also, the average age in this space has just raised quite significantly. So thank you very much, everybody. You've been wonderful, and I'm really glad that you came with me. If anyone would like to see the snack, I'm going to order it before there's a rush up there. I think the average age just raised about 3 decades. All right. It's pretty common for me because I love traditional culture and things, so it's pretty normal for me to be one of the youngest in the spaces. But yeah, I hope you had a wonderful time. I hope you'll come with me to the next tour, but don't worry if you're in Europe and in the UK, because I know you have to go to sleep. And wow, my eyelashes look cute today. So please do check that out on YouTube if you need to get your beauty sleep. I'm glad you had a nice time and that you think it's a beautiful tour. If you want to stay for 5 or so more minutes while I go and get a little snack, then please do. But if not, this is the exact 60-minute mark. We're 20 seconds away from it. So thank you very much. Please review. Please share pictures online. You've got no idea how much it helps the guides. And especially if you can't tip or if you can't become my sponsor, please do if you can. I'll be delighted. Check out heygo.com/MissKendalJames to see what you get if you do become my sponsor. Then sharing pictures and writing reviews is a great thing to do. If you come to a tour for just 5 minutes, please don't leave bad reviews. I just got a 4-star for someone who said, I fell asleep because I only watched it for 5 minutes. Please don't do that. So please balance out those reviews with your lovely 5s if you don't mind. If you've got desires to leave me 2s and 3s, maybe send me a little private message. Thank you, lovely. Okay, I'm going to order over here. Get out of the way of these gentlemen. I can turn it to me. Konnichiwa. これください。抹茶と。はい、お願いします。500円。ちょっと待ってください。抹茶とお菓子セット。はい、ありがとうございます。安い。本当ですか。ありがとうございます。こちらテーブルに置いてあります。はい、ありがとうございます。So cute. There's a lady exclaiming at the cuteness. So welcome. Let me see. The gardens, home, bonsai. It was all incredibly beautiful. I was in tears. Thank you so much. I'm not able to tip at this time, but we'll give you an excellent review. David, I appreciate it very much. There's nothing you guys can do better than being on the tours and being engaging and having a nice time. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Dawn. Squirrel table. I'm trying to be respectful to other people's space. So I'm not on the squirrel table. I'm sorry, lovelies. Thank you, Debbie, for your tip. はい。ありがとうございます。綺麗ですね。あ、琵琶湖やったはい、ひょうたん。Lovely. Amazing. ありがとうございます。Now here, would you like to see the correct way to drink matcha tea? Thank you so much, Dragon Fluff Heather. So here we have Hyotan. You've actually come to Hyotan Yama with me before, Hyotan Mountain. It's a kind of gourd, holds water. This is a ume blossom. Oh, thank you very much for tipping for David, Dragon Fluff Heather. And this is Biwako, Lake Biwa. These are little sugar candies. It's made of sugar. I think it might be a little bit like jelly, though. Thank you very much for following me, Dawn. Now, let me see. So I can briefly show you how to drink matcha without getting in the way of any people, or without disrespecting other people's privacy. So basically, you hold the cup like this, and usually if someone's presented it to you and there's a picture, you turn it round, okay? Turn it like this, and then you drink it, usually in 3 goes, but I'm going to relax with mine, and at the end you slurp. This style is most respectful. I did an example of the slurping for the end. And yeah, enjoy with lovely snacks. Thank you so much, Cynthia. Thank you very much. You guys are wonderful, and I'll see you at the next tour, or sweet dreams if you're going to sleep. Bye. Bye, Mummy.